Okay, here it comes. It has to warm up on the smoke a little bit. Now, I gotta slow it down when it comes to here because I'm kicking everything off when I come along here. Okay, that's it. No reverse on this particular board, but we have smoke and we have digital control with the 0103. I have a permanent magnet DC field American Flyer. I have American Flyer smoke, but I have Frankentrain lid for the smoke with some digitals that are not warm, and we have buck boost board to provide the power so that we have smoke at low speed and we don't overheat at high speed. This regulates the voltage and this regulates the temperature. So this is a entry, I guess you could say, level of our next approach to Flyer upgrades. Oh, failed to mention this has all-wheel pickup. It didn't skip or hop anywhere along the track, and that's largely due to that. And it has a knuckle coupler and it has a link to the bottom. This will be spaced back further when I get the body on. Body's in the print shop. Well, let me show you. It's not done, but two things I can show you is the design, part of the designs at any rate. These are the chassis that we're working towards. This is the chassis we have right now, and I don't know, I guess you can see it has mounting surfaces and it has room for either bushings or bearings. We're going to be working on that. And this is the Atlantic two-wheel version of that, and it would bolt into any of the other Atlantic engines. But we've also are creating a interface, you might say, where our chassis would bolt up to these bolt patterns, which are identical to Flyer. But if you have a 3D printer, you can get this file from us and turn that into any engine you want. You can customize the shape, you can add features, you can get brass details, the lights, the bells, the whistles, all those kinds of things. You can purchase those in brass, in S-scale, drill a hole, glue them on. So this engine would be whatever engine you want. And the tender would be the same way. We have chassis we're working on for tenders. This will eventually get expanded to a Pacific and a Northern, and probably, why not, 5 axles for 410-2 or whatever. And the direction is not with wire round fields. That's the one thing we just can't keep. We have the fireboxes, and oh, by the way, the brass details for these would be awesome. You can get knobs and piping. You can just turn this into a very realistic mimic of your engine controls and cabin. And this bolts up into, I got one anywhere? No. Oh yeah, here's one over here. I got engines everywhere. There's how one would look bolted in. And the 3 holes at the bottom, those with a circle, that's a flickering firebox. That would look like flickering fire. And the lens for that is, believe it or not, an Alco steam engine window that slides in there, and then you can put knobs and levers and stuff up there. Okay, as far as the control, the 0103 is what we have, but we do have other things in the works, which we will cover another day. All right, so that's what we're printing here. As you can see, it's a long print, but the idea is that all that support will come out, and then it will have the mounts left here and here for the front and middle section, and this chassis here will just bolt right into it. This chassis would bolt into it. It will not handle the smoke as we know it. We're going to go to a fan-driven smoke when we go to this chassis, but it will have American Flyer motor, armature, American Flyer brushes. American Flyer fields, however, they will be converted from wire wound to permanent magnet, so we can run the motor as a DC motor. All of the DC will operate through the track AC power through a rectifier. This is a rectifier. This takes the AC in the middle and sends it out as DC out on the ends. So same transformer, same track. All your other engines will run on your track. This engine will be a DC motor. American Flyer. And that motor will last another 75 years, I'm thinking, because it'll have bushings and bearings, and these brushes are the same, so you just can replace the springs and brushes, clean up the armature, and put it back together. Boom. These gears never wear out. You have to be an animal to break those gears. These axles are tough. Oh, here's a sample I have. This is the bronze bushing that you can get with the Flyer engines. We were testing that as well. See how that fit in there, and we're going to look at that. Bronze bushings in our chassis, or ball bearings. Okay, that's what I wanted to show. Finally had enough progress to make it worth your while and mine. Oh, don't look at the mess. Don't look at the mess. This hasn't been hard. This is very easy. The magic is still being worked on, and that's hard. Getting rid of this board and giving you sounds, that's hard, but we have it. I can say that. We have it, and we're finalizing it. I'll put it that way. I'm thinking probably the end of January we should be able to share that and show you what it looks like, see what you all think. So this is the Lionel 0103 voltage regulator, temperature regulator, smart smoke board on Flyer chassis, Flyer motor, Flyer smoke. This has the Flyer frame, but it has our all-wheel pickup. I can do this with one hand probably. There's what that looks like. All-wheel pickup, American Flyer. Train never stops in the middle, doesn't shift, doesn't change gears. Very reliable operation that way. In here we're no body on this thing. We're pulling 4 engines pretty good. I think we're going to be fine. It's going to be fun. You'll see. More later. Hang in there, gang. Sorry I've been off, but I've been off. Okay. From the Frankentrain labs. Bye.